Hey people, Dandoff back here, and we are starting another episode of Minecraft Let's Play. We are on episode number 21. Today we are going to be spending a lot of time in our industrial district. There's a few upgrades that I want to make to this place. First of all, I don't need arrows. I don't need 12 chests worth of bones. And there's some other things that I can definitely weed out of here that I'm never going to use, and I just don't want it to overflow. So what I'm going to do is build some item dispenser burner things like I have over in my mob farm, and like we just used, it's actually the exact same system that we just used for moving all of our items out here. So we're going to build one of these with a hopper pulling items out of those chests so that every time one comes out, it's going to spit it out and it's going to burn it straight in lava, and we'll never have to worry about it overflowing and breaking our system. So I'm going to do that on like the arrows and the second chest of a few things, like the second chest of bones. I would like to keep, some bones on hand. These items will never fill up, not too worried about that. The gunpowder I will use fast enough, I would assume. See, I've already cleared out a few chests here. The spider eye, that's never going to be a problem. Those should never be a problem. So really, it's mainly for the arrows, the extra bones, and the extra string. So I think that's only going to be the only three that we have to build for this section. Then what we're going to do is for things like the melons, and for things like rockets and other things that we would need to craft, quite consistently over in this area with the materials that come out of this place, is start working on some auto crafting systems, something that's going to spit out a bunch of items so that we don't have to constantly be opening chests, pulling items out, putting into our inventory, then crafting, something that's just going to drop us stuff as we're standing there. So a melon crafter is definitely on the list, and a rocket crafter is definitely on the list. I don't know what else after that at this point, but my idea is I will try and set up another room potentially below that one and work in a button system for the bubble column. So that's something else to figure out, but I definitely want to start working on that. The third thing I definitely want to do this episode is get our mob switch going. My idea for this is I'll grab some extra slabs, and then what I'll do is I'll put some pistons. And then those pistons will pull a block away, letting the light shine all the way down to bedrock. Do that on either side in a line down both sides, and then run a button all the way up into our system. So if we want to turn off this farm so that we can produce more iron, we have the ability to do that. So that's kind of the idea. I'm going to start with the item destroyers because I'll be in this area for a while today and I don't want anything to overflow. And then I'll probably go on to the mob switch and then round out with the crafting stations. So I'm going to get started on all that, and I will see you back in a little bit. Alright guys, so we have our first item destroyer in place here. It is just spitting out arrows constantly into the lava. We will never need those arrows, and if we ever do, we can just come turn this thing off. So, one down, a couple more to go. I'll see you once I have all these put in. Alright guys, we are back, and I have put in all three of the item destroyers that we wanted to put in. So this is the arrow one. This gets the most items through it, so ultimately what's going to happen is every time this one ticks, it's going to shoot out to these guys. This may eventually back up, but I really doubt it. Shooting everything into lava. Yeah, so as you can see, it's very simple. One comparator coming out of the arrow one, and then the redstone line is just running to hit the other ones, and they're shooting out items as they come in. But since those are our double chests, our backup chests basically, those won't get nearly as many items, and that's why the arrow one is going to constantly run the whole thing. So I think that's a good place to go. Let's just double check and make sure. Yeah, see, we've got it there, there, and there. All of our regular string is still intact. Beautiful. And I don't believe there was anything else we wanted to get one set up for at the moment. So with that done, let's go ahead and move on and start getting an idea of how our mob switch is going to work. I'm going to get some materials together, and then I will meet you over here. We will start playing with some pistons and things of that nature. See you in a second. Alright, I've got all of our holes punched out in the ceiling, nice and evenly spaced, and I've been watching this for a minute, and it does seem to turn off all mob spawns in here. A couple of these spiders is left from before it was turned off, but nothing else is spawning. As you can see, there's nothing dying on the platforms below. So what we're going to do now is run over to the exit, but what we're going to do is grab our redstone box here and ultimately make one line of redstone dust and pistons, so the sticky pistons will basically sit just about here with a block on that, and then we'll fill all this in with slabs. And I'm just doing this so I can make sure that this actually does, seal everything back up to darkness. So let's see that. It does look like it blocks the light out. Awesome. That'll work much better if I cover this. Yep. So as you can see, it is nice and dark over here. It does let in a tiny bit of light, but I don't think it's going to be enough to affect anything. So then what we'll do is connect all of this to a single line. I'm thinking something, maybe an observer looking at a redstone line that sends out a single tick pulse that extends this and retracts it so that the light can come in and out. Seems pretty simple, so I'm going to get that set up. I'll meet you back when I have it done. All right, guys, so everything is in place other than the redstone line actually running into our storage system, but that'll be pretty easy to fix. So let me show you what I have going on here. So we have an observer looking at the main redstone line. Yes, there are a couple of repeaters in this, so they won't be exactly at the same time, but that's okay. There's only 1 or 2 ticks of delay in here. So the observer looks at the line of redstone dust, then it sends out a single tick pulse, which extends this out and extends it and leaves it there. So it's a pretty simple little system. I don't have to really leave any redstone on, and you just walk up, you hit the button. This is my first test. Ooh, it looks like everything went well. And we have, I think they call this a T flip-flop here. I'm not 100% sure on the names of everything yet. I just know I needed to make this a 1 tick pulse, and that's the way you do it. Yeah, so you hit the button again, reaches, grabs all the blocks, and everything is back in place. So that's super, super useful. I think the next thing I'm going to do is get this line running back over here. I already have the path set up. It's going to go right here, and then probably a observer or redstone torch tower that's going to go to a button up there in the storage room. So yeah, I'm going to work on that, and then after that I'm going to do a test on this and see if turning off the mob farm actually makes a difference. This is just a theory, but it'd also be nice to be able to turn off the mob farm in case my stuff, like I'm overflowing on stuff. I know we did kind of fix that, but if I'm full up on gunpowder, there's really absolutely no reason to keep running the mob farm. So it'll be nice to be able to eventually turn that off anyways. So I'm going to continue working on that, and I will see you guys back in a little bit, and we'll see how the results come from the iron farm. All right, everyone, we are back, and our mob switch is completed, and I've been AFK for just about an hour now, so I wanted to check, and this is our first run at a test to see if turning our mob farm off improves our rates on our golem farm, which we have a golem right there. You can see him now. As you can see, I replaced the floor to glass because I wanted to see this contraption work. So let's see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 45. That's a little bit more than last time. It doesn't seem to really affect it though. So yeah, I guess it doesn't really seem to make a difference on that. But let's check this out. Click repeater once to turn mob farm on/off. Click the repeater, sends a signal all the way down there, and boom, covers it up. Mob farm is back on now because the black is covering the hole. You want to turn it back off, click the repeater again, and there you go. Everything's all set to go. Everything's in good shape, and I just enjoyed the repeater. I thought that was a fun way to do it. So yeah, and I think all the observers look cool going down like that too. Yeah, so I think that's a good place for now. These things are taking a little bit less time than I was expecting, so that's definitely a good thing. We should be able to get a little bit more done in this episode than we had previously. And I had to move this because of our item destroyer, but that's fine. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty cool over there, and I think this does make the mob farm look a little bit more epic, just having the contraption on top does make it look a little cooler than just a plain flat slab. Yeah, so I think our next thing that we want to take care of this episode is try and get some of our item crafting stations in. And I'm thinking we'll probably build it up a little closer to the ground here, so that we have space to expand down that way or up this way if we need to. So it'll kind of float in the middle here, leaning more towards the bottom half of our water column. And then we'll put some, elevator stops in our water column as we do that. But yeah, I'm thinking it'll probably be somewhere like here-ish. But that'll be pretty cool. We'll get a nice little room going on. We'll get some item crafting going and, make our lives a little bit easier. But yeah, I think things are going really well as far as our industrial district, and we'll keep working on it and keep making things better and easier for us to use throughout the, life of our world here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, see you guys in a few minutes. All right, guys, we are back, and I have started on the item crafting system. So I have one module in place, and this one is built for the melons because it was going to be the easiest to do. So let me go ahead and grab some melons and give this our first test here. I don't have any inventory space, but that's why I leave a chest here. Just go ahead and clear a couple of things out for a few minutes. Okay, let me grab some melons. And then theoretically, what I am planning on and what I hope this does is let me go ahead and make sure I have this slot in my inventory open as well. And I'll fix that in a second. So we're going to put all of our melons in here. Beautiful. I'm going to fill up all of the slots in my inventory except for the first one. And then I'm going to click the repeater once. Oh, I need a crafting table, huh? Well, everything's dispensing properly. Let me go ahead and turn this off for a second. Let me get this crafting table. And then I'll just build this crafting table into the wall. I just didn't think about actually needing one, which makes perfect sense. Of course, you need a crafting table to be able to craft things. But what we'll do for now is I'll put it there. I'll turn this on, and I'll just melons. So let me show you what we have going on. Go ahead and fix my inventory again. Okay, so back here, very simple. I have the observer facing down. When you click the repeater, it sends one pulse signal here that pushes this sticky piston out, which pushes this observer to this observer, which causes the clock. Then they just constantly tick, 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 until you tell it to stop. So as you can see, observer moved. Now it's making a clock. Now it's ticking fast. And it's dispensing melons again. Alright guys, we are back here, and I needed a bit of a break from the industrial district, so I have been on a quest. I've been over trading for a bunch of golden carrots, and I've been grinding skeletons and spiders so that I could make... Oh, why didn't it... Can you just not put mending on a bow? Oh, because it already has infinity on it. Okay, that was my fault. You can see here that I now have a full backup set of netherite armor. I've even made a few upgrades to myself, like as you can see, Puss in Boots. I had Feather Falling 3, but I upgraded it too many times that I couldn't keep going anymore. So with better routing on my enchantments, I've been able to get Feather Falling 4 there, you can see, which is great, and Soul Speed 3. Which is awesome. So we've definitely gotten a couple of upgrades here. The helmet got a little bit of an upgrade as well, and we are all set to go. So now we have one fortune pickaxe and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 netherite pickaxes. And we have a backup sword, backup gear, backup elytra, and let's go ahead and put a pack of rockets in here too, because when I die, I'm going straight for this box. And there we go. So we are all set to go. And let me swap out those arrows as well, actually. And beautiful. So now we have a nice backup box ready to go. We've got a map in there, plenty of tools, plenty of everything. And then something else that I've done too is I had a pallet box, but I went ahead and renamed that to my backpack. So what I'm going to do with this is ultimately, this is going to be stuff that's super useful. So like these that I like to have on me. I don't need that shovel actually. That I like to have on me, but I don't always need necessarily just like right in my inventory. So stuff like the ender chest, the bed, and all of that sort of stuff, that will just stay in there. And then this box will just always come with me, and if I ever need anything out of it, I will always have it with me, and that's why I called it my backpack. So with that, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. I've kind of built myself out at the industrial district for now. And I think I might just need to do some tree farming because we have this project that we haven't come back to yet. So I definitely need to collect a lot more wood for this. And I think the best way to do that is actually just go to the industrial area and do my tree farming over there. Just build myself a little tree farm area. And just so I can be in that area and let my iron keep building up. Because like we talked about, for all the hoppers for this project, we're going to need bunch of hoppers. I've also been, for a while now, wanting to build up some mini games and, you know, have a little bit more interactive sort of stuff on the server, because we're potentially are going to have a few more people start to join here coming up pretty soon. So I want to have some fun things to do. So I have a couple ideas for that. So I might start building out a few of those things as well. But I'm not really 100% sure yet on exactly how all of that stuff is going to go. So for now, that's just an idea in the back of my mind, and we will definitely get to some of that stuff. But oops, I didn't put my emeralds away. But yeah, for now, I'm going to say see you in a few minutes, and I'll probably just be chopping some trees for a little while until I figure out what I'm going to do. So I'll see you once everything gets caught up. See you in a second. Hey there, guys. We are back, and I might have got a little out of hand here. I got into a building mode, and I just kind of went. So let's start off with our new master bedroom. It's not quite done yet. I definitely want to do something with the ceiling here, and I might add some depth to this wall back here. But I think it's a good start. It's a good base. I've got some pictures here, got some nice fences in the corners, and you know, got some gold blocks here. I can't go too far on this side. Right behind these gold blocks is the other room, so I can't go too far there. But I think it's looking pretty good. And I did sneak a bed right here, so it is a real bed. Okay, so I also connected up my bedroom to this random room up here that doesn't currently serve a purpose, but I do have an idea for this room. I need something to track all the farms I have and all the farms I want to make. So I'm thinking like a big cool wall in here with that, and then maybe like a map of the area could also go in here. That'd be a good fit for this as well. So I think that's going to be a good way to go. I had trapped a pillager in here, but I didn't name tag him, so he went away. Okay, so let's check out the hallway. This is definitely not done yet. I just started with the decorations here. This was the first one that I put in. Some of these lanterns will probably have to go away once I have some of the ones on the floor, but I'm going to kind of decorate these hallways and make them look a little bit better. But I did connect it all up here, so we can now go downstairs, which I've also decorated here. I did miss a strip right here, which I need to change out apparently. But yeah, I've got the black stone in here with the black concrete, and then this is of course the wall to the other room, and we are back into the regular castle. So let's take a look at this on the outside here. I know I said I didn't know what I was going to do next, and I've been kind of not in a building mood, but this has actually been a lot of fun, and I really want to, like, now that we're kind of on the finishing touches here a little bit. Of course, there's room for expansion. So this is the hallway we built there. But there's room for expansion because here is going to have to be covered up for the most part, right? up to the window at least. So we're going to cover all that up down here. We're going to have a little bit of space there. So that could be like a little secret hidden room or something like that. And then we have all this space here. So we could definitely put another room here at any point. So that's definitely a plus. And then we can start building up all of like the castle-y looking things. Like the spires and that sort of thing. I'm definitely thinking the redstone brick will probably make some columns or something like that up through the spires, and I think it'll start looking really cool. We're definitely not going to leave this super blocky feel. I definitely just threw something in place there until we started on the actual outside here. So yeah, I'm super excited. We're going to get some good building in, and I will check back in with you once I have a little bit more done. I need to get a better door. I also have not figured out what to do in here yet. This is still kind of a blank room. The big portals do kind of fill it in fairly nicely, but I do need to do some extra stuff in here, around the edges, around the bases, and all of that stuff to make it look a little bit better. But our castle is definitely coming into really good shape here. I'm loving how it's coming along, and yeah, it's starting to be really, really cool and start to be a little bit more maze-like I was hoping it would be. So I will see you guys in a little bit once I made a little bit more progress. See you in a bit. Hey guys, we are back, and I have made some more progress, and of course my inventory is full, but let's take a look and see what we've got. Wrong button. Alright, so yeah, you've seen all this. So I'm going to head upstairs so you can see what I've done in the hallways up there. So we had some stuff in. We had the basic hallway in. I've put a few paintings here, done a few things with the chains, made a little cool ceiling, and I've done a lot of decorating in this whole area here. I think it's turned out really nice. I think it's a nice change from what we have down below. I want the upstairs to be different because this is kind of, my home. This is where I live, This is, oops, I forgot to put my carpet back. But yeah, this is my bedroom, I want it to be, homey. I want it to be cozy. I've also done one other thing. I've made ourselves another little secret passage here. So we're going to come through here. And I think this is going to be the one we use the most, because you can't have a castle when you don't have a secret passageway to your throne, right? Right. Alright, party people, I think with that we are going to go ahead and call it an episode, but we've made a lot of progress and our castle is really starting to look really cool. So I'm super happy with what we've done, and I'm really excited to see where the rest of this castle is going to go. And thanks for joining me on this adventure. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, party people.